When Genevieve Baxter was 11 years old, her family played a trick on her father. They organised a surprise 40th birthday party for him. 19 years later, Genevieve and her sisters were planning to surprise him again. The plan, once they'd given him his cards and presents after breakfast, was to make him think that they were all far too busy to spend the day with him, or be up to anything behind his back, and to hint that perhaps he ought to take himself off for a long walk. To underline this, Genevieve had told him that she had a thrilling day of ironing and bookkeeping ahead. Polly had said that she had lessons to teach in St. David's, and Natty had kicked up a fuss that she would have to put in an appearance at the wine bar where, reputedly, she worked. This was perhaps the least convincing fib, as Natty rarely worked if she could help it. She claimed a job wasn't compatible with being a single mother. Truth was, despite being all of 28, she still believed that money grew on trees. The rest of the family lived in hope that one day Lily Rose, a sweet-natured 4-year-old, would teach her mother the ways of the world. No one else had managed to. Genevieve carried her tea and toast to her favourite spot in the garden, the private area away from their guests, and thought of the one person who might give the game away, Granny Baxter, Daddy Dean's mother. The name Daddy Dean had been Gran's invention. She had started calling him this when Genevieve was born. The name had stuck, and his daughters had subsequently followed their grandmother's example, as had Lily Rose. Gran had always been a one-off, but these days she alternated between blithe confusion and sparkling lucidity, which made her as unpredictable as the weather. Yesterday had been a typical example of the fickleness of the Pembrokeshire weather, an area known for having its own climate. The morning had started out pleasantly enough, but by the afternoon the wind had gusted in from the Atlantic and rattled the windows of Paradise House. Driving rain had sent all but the hardiest of coastal walkers fleeing for cover, straight into the teashops of Angel Sands and the only public house, the Salvation Arms. This morning, though, the wind and rain had passed, and a golden sun shone in a sky of misty apricot. It was a beautiful May morning. At 8 o'clock, in an hour's time, Genevieve would be cooking and serving breakfast. 3 couples and a single man were staying with them, all first-timers, which was unusual. A lot of their bed and breakfast guests had been coming for years. Before moving to Angel Sands, Genevieve and her family had been regular visitors to this part of Pembrokeshire, spending every summer holiday in a cottage a mile out of the village. It had become a second home to them, somewhere Genevieve longed to be the moment she was back at school for the start of the autumn term. But there again, whenever she was at school, she longed to be anywhere else. Then their father had decided to sell their home, Brookhouse Farm, a 450-acre dairy farm that had belonged to his father and his father before him. Genevieve knew that he had never forgiven himself for this bold step. "It's a new beginning," he told the family, when he finally accepted an offer that was too good to turn down from the builder who had pestered him to sell up for more than 3 years. It was an offer that would give them financial security. The new beginning had been Mum's idea. Serena Baxter had never really taken to the role of farmer's wife. "Whoever came up with the design for a cow deserves to be one," she used to say. "Anyone with an ounce of sense can see those legs at the back aren't made right. That's why they walk in that peculiarly stiff way." Genevieve's parents had met at a church barn dance. It had been love at first sight when Serena had tripped over a bale of hay and fallen into the arms of an anxious-looking man 5 years older than her.